Hi, I'm Jen. Thanks a lot for visiting my channel. Now, I've made a whole bunch of videos about introversion and being an introvert because I am one, but never a whole one that encapsulates my experience in a nutshell. And just like everything in life, there are variants, gray areas, and a broad spectrum of introversion for an introvert to belong to. So don't take my specific quirks as hard and fast rules for all introverts. And if you do like my videos, I've just added channel memberships to my roster. This main channel, Silver and Solo, will remain as it is, free, and I will continue putting up the most excellent videos that I possibly can every Wednesday, just as usual. But by joining my membership group, you'll get access to even more personal and exclusive content about books, movies, gardening, cooking, travel, and yes, I will likely also do a few dog walks with Sky. It'll be a mishmash of stuff that I always hint at in my regular videos, but I never really get around to making a full video out of. So they'll be shorter, unscripted, ad-free, and definitely more personal. Find the join button next to my profile picture. It's only $3.99 a month. Now, on to the video for this week, which is entitled, You Might Be an Introvert If you feel lonelier in a crowd than you do by yourself. When you're just putzing around the house, cleaning the fridge, reading, playing video games, knitting hats for your garden statuary. It doesn't matter what. Being alone just feels good. You look forward to it. Being in a crowd of strangers feels isolating, stark, even a little menacing. You're all exposed and alone. Not a good feeling at all. If that's how crowds make you feel, you might be an introvert. Here's a quote from Cheryl Strayed. She wrote, "Wild," and it was turned into a movie with Reese Witherspoon. "Alone had always felt like an actual place to me, as if it weren't a state of being, but rather a room where I could retreat to be who I really was." So much, yes. Number 2, you might be an introvert if you do your best thinking alone. Working on group projects is all well and good if you can do it remotely and alone. Having a brainstorming session, whether it's on Zoom or over the phone or dreadfully in a meeting room live, just gets too busy and loud for me. Whereas if you give me a problem and 30 minutes alone, I can usually solve it or come up with 3 great ideas. But with so many other voices crowding my brain, I can't think optimally. I just feel overwhelmed and overloaded. Give me the alone time. Number 3, you might be an introvert if your inner monologue never stops. If you have a distinct inner voice that is always running in the back of your mind, you might be an introvert. Sometimes I can't get to sleep at night because my inner voice is chattering on, just keeping going and going and going. Anxious thoughts, planning thoughts, reviewing thoughts of how the day went or what I need to do tomorrow or next week or next year. I'm a big planner, but my inner voice just is continually going. I don't know if she sleeps even. I have to think about that. And not everybody who has this inner monologue is an introvert, obviously, but a lot of them are. 4, you might be an introvert if you have a public persona, like a superhero costume. When you go out, when you know that you'll be meeting people, when you know you'll be talking to people, you have a little routine to get ready, to prepare yourself. I always start off with Wonder Woman pose. And I tell myself it's only for a few hours. It's not that long. You can do it. I have talking points ready in my head if I know ahead of time what I have to be talking about, and general social topics that are a safe bet if there's a lull in the conversation. I'll give myself a pep talk, both internal and out loud, to remind myself of the purpose and the benefits of this social outing. And I tend to make deals with myself, telling myself how long I have to stay at this social engagement. So a lot of the time I will tell myself that I am not allowed to be the first person to leave. I have to wait until somebody else gets up to leave, and then I'm okay to go. And I can't tell you how many times I have sat at a social get-together just scanning the crowd desperately, wanting to have someone leave and waiting for someone to leave so I could pop up and say, gotta go. That's it for me tonight. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Yeah, you might be an introvert if you have a public persona that you need to put on and you need to talk yourself into it. Number 5, you might be an introvert if most of your best friends are extroverts. It is a known fact that extroverts adopt introverts. They do. I wouldn't have any friends if it wasn't for extroverts grabbing me up and saying, hey, want to be friends? I mean, not exactly like that, but it's definitely, they make the first move. All of my best friends are extroverts, and they have all been the ones to make the first move in trying to create a friendship with me. All of them. Introverts are great listeners and great sounding boards. Extroverts like to have someone to listen to them and give them feedback on their ideas. Social introverts like me, we like being in social situations, but we don't like having to carry the conversation. That's where my extroverts come in. If I'm with an extrovert friend, I don't have to carry on any conversations. They are like a vacuum for all conversations. All I have to do is stand close to them and nod and agree and gaze around the crowd and enjoy the experience, while my extrovert friend shoulders all of the heavy lifting for conversation. I can join in when I want to, and I don't have to say a word if I don't want to. I was actually recently adopted by another extrovert who is the partner of an introvert friend of mine. And that's another thing. Introverts tend to couple up with extroverts. The whole opposites attract thing. It's a win-win for both partners. If you're the introvert in a partnership like that, then you never have to talk unless you want to. And if you're the extrovert, you get all the talk time you want. You've got a willing listener, a willing sounding board. It's win-win for everyone. Number 6, you might be an introvert if you're better at expressing your thoughts in writing rather than speaking. You prefer texting, not calling. You prefer email, not face-to-face. I find that writing gives me time to put my thoughts in order, to reflect on what I want to say and how I want to say it. I write a script for all of these videos. Every one of my videos that I put up on this channel, I write a script for. So I'll spend a couple days writing down exactly what I want to say. It may not seem like it, but I do, and I heavily edit my videos because I cut out so much where I'm umming and ahhing and great big long pauses. You'll also find that a lot of introverts love to journal. I know that I do, and tons of authors and writers are introverts. Next, and this is a fun one, I know that this affects me personally. You might be an introvert if, when you call an Uber or a taxi, you hope and pray that they will stay silent the entire ride. I think you can actually request that on an Uber. I mean, obviously you can't in a taxi, but I think that you can put that in the comments or special instructions on an Uber. I haven't tried it, but I think that I've heard that you can. Because if I'm calling for a taxi or an Uber, it's because I'm either going to a social engagement, or I'm escaping from a social engagement, if I'm going to the social engagement, then I need to preserve my social battery. I don't need to waste it on chit-chatting with a driver. And if I'm escaping from, well, then my social battery is running on fumes. I have nothing left to give the driver. They will get one-word answers. And last, I'm sure it's not everyone's last, but it's my last that I can think of today. You might be an introvert if you avoid the limelight. This may sound totally bizarre, but I have 2 university degrees on the wall there, and I did not attend either one of my graduations. I've never been to a homecoming. I've won sports awards back in the day, and I never went to the banquets to accept them. All of my milestone birthdays, like 18, 21, 30, 40, 50, have been spent with a small group of friends and family or alone. And my 60th birthday, which is coming up this year, although I invited a couple close friends, and I also invited my brother and sister-in-law to come, none of them could swing it. So I am going on my 60th birthday celebration by myself, and I am stoked for it. That is my preferred way of celebrating big events, is small group or by myself. So introverts out there, did I nail it? What other behaviors or characteristics would you say you might be an introvert if? Leave me a comment. And as always, I will see you guys next week. Bye.